Did you know that Connor McDavid's mom originally wanted him to be a skier? Or that he's worn the same pair of socks for his entire NHL career? How about the fact that McDavid scores at a higher rate than all but two of the greatest superstars that the sport of hockey has ever seen? We're gonna get to those and a few other facts about McDavid later. McDavid, a center with the Edmonton Oilers, is considered the best player currently active in the NHL. Every hockey fan knows who Connor McDavid is, especially when you look at his speed and skill that regularly overwhelm opponents. But what is it that fans don't know? Well, here are 20 things you probably didn't know about Connor McDavid. Number 1. McDavid was granted exceptional status to play major junior hockey in Canada at the age of 15. Usually, the players in Canada's three major junior leagues, the OHL, the WHL, and the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League, QJHL, range from 16 to 20 years old. And those are the leagues that supply a great deal of the players who were drafted by NHL teams. McDavid was drafted by the Erie Otters of the OHL and played his first season with them when he was just 15 in 2012. Some other current NHL players who were granted exceptional status to play major junior hockey at age 15 include John Tavares of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks, and defenseman Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers. Number 2. McDavid was the most decorated player in OHL history to win 5 individual awards. He had 25 goals and 66 points in 63 games in his very first year as a 15-year-old. In 3 seasons in the OHL, McDavid had 97 goals and 285 points in just 166 games. Number 3. He was a huge Toronto Maple Leafs fan growing up in Richmond Hill, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. Prior to Edmonton winning the NHL draft lottery and the right to draft McDavid, he told an interviewer that he always dreamed of playing for the Maple Leafs when he was growing up. Number 4. McDavid remembers the first game that he attended, a Maple Leafs game, of course, as a child. And on the ride to the game, he predicted that Toronto would win the game 4-1. Sure enough, they defeated the New York Rangers 4-1 that night. I'm just sure it'd be on point if he were to bet on the playoffs. Number 5. McDavid was the first overall pick in the 2015 NHL draft, and that had been predicted to be the case by those in the hockey world for at least 2 years prior to that year. But he was not the only player available in that draft that scouts thought was a generational talent. The Buffalo Sabres took Jack Eichel with the second pick. Eichel led the Vegas Golden Knights to the Stanley Cup back in 2023. Number 6. Connor's mother wanted him to be a skier. His mother, Kelly, was an avid skier herself and also wanted him to be a skater. She had McDavid and his brother in a skating program when Connor was 3 to 5 years old, but his father, Brian, intervened. He was a hockey fan, more specifically, a Boston Bruins fan, and he got Connor more invested in hockey. His mom relented when she saw just how much Connor loved hockey and how good he was at it. And as in many cases for hockey families, the responsibility of getting Connor to most of his practices and games fell to her. Connor had said that his mother now spent far more times in hockey arenas than on ski hills. Number 7. His fiancée, Lauren Kyle, designed their $4 million home. She is an interior designer by heart, and it features an indoor gym, a sports court, a sauna, and even other amenities. The couple plan to get married in July of 2024. Number 8. The man who's been named McDavid's agent since before he was drafted is now one of the people to run the Edmonton Oilers. McDavid's former agent, Jeff Jackson, is now the Oilers CEO of hockey operations. He was hired to that position in August 2023, and that transition is just not as odd as it seems. A few agents over the past 20 years or so have actually become hockey executives with teams in the sport that their clients play, and among them are Michael Barnett, who is Wayne Gretzky's agent, and a former NBA super agent, Arm Teller. Number 9. The agency that Jackson worked for, and that still represents McDavid, is owned by none other than NHL legend Bobby Orr. It's quite a coincidence really when you consider that McDavid's father was a Boston Bruins fan and that Orr spent most of his Hall of Fame career with the Boston Bruins. And when he first met McDavid as a teenager, Orr playfully put him in a headlock. Number 10. McDavid chose the number 97 when he was just 7 years old. He was playing with the older players and was born in 1997. The rest of his team were born in 1996, so he picked number 97 because that was the year he was born. Number 11. Connor has won the Hart Trophy as the National Hockey League's most valuable player 3 times, in 2016, 2021, and 2022. But he's the only second player in NHL history to win the award unanimously, which he did in 2020. The first, of course, was the great one, Wayne Gretzky. He won the award unanimously in 1981, and McDavid fell 1 vote short of once again winning the Hart Trophy unanimously in 2022. Number 12. This one's a little bit disgusting, so bear with me. David has worn the same pair of socks his entire career. That's 9 seasons, 645 games plus playoffs with the same socks. He just said he likes the feel of them. The company that made them, CCM, does not manufacture them anymore, although I'm sure they would do that for McDavid, right? Number 13. McDavid had 1 fight in the OHL. He won decisively against an opponent with whom he had history with. But Connor broke his hand in the fight and was in a cast for 4 weeks. That jeopardized his chances of playing for Team Canada in the 2015 World Junior Championship. But he got the cast removed just a few days before the Junior Championship began, and he led Team Canada to the gold medal, which they won by beating Russia 5-4 in a championship game. McDavid had 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points in just 7 games in this tournament. Number 14. McDavid missed 37 games, about 3 months during his rookie season of 2015 because of a fractured clavicle. But he still managed 16 goals and 48 points in 45 games and finished 3rd in voting for the Calder Trophy, which annually goes to the NHL's Rookie of the Year. The Chicago Blackhawks' Artemi Panarin, a left wing, won the Calder Trophy in 2015, and the Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Shane Gobisher finished 2nd in the ballot. Number 15. Believe it or not, McDavid was once suspended for an illegal check to the head of an opponent. It was February of 2019. On February 22nd, McDavid was suspended 2 games for illegal checking the head of the New York Islanders defenseman Nick Leddy. McDavid forfeited a whopping $134,409 in salary, which is, again, I guess pocket money to him, but still, that's pretty significant to most players. And he was originally given a minor for the hit and wound up scoring the winning goal in overtime. Number 16. Only 2 of the all-time greats, Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux, have produced points at a greater rate than McDavid in the history of the game. McDavid averages 1.52 points per game, while Gretzky scored 1.92 points per game, and Mario Lemieux averaged 1.88 points per contest. Number 17. During his 9-season NHL career, McDavid had won 11 major individual trophies. He has 3 Hart trophies as a league MVP, 4 Art Ross trophies as the NHL's leading scorer, and 4 10th Lindsay Awards as the most outstanding player as voted by the NHLPA. McDavid has also been selected as a first-team All-Star 7 times. With the exception of the Art Ross trophy, the results for the other was not known when this video script was written. Number 18. When McDavid amassed a whopping 153 points during the 2022 season, he became only the 6th player in league history to reach 150 points in a season and the first to do it since Mario Lemieux, who had 161 in 1995. Number 19. McDavid and Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning each had exactly 100 assists in 2023, and together they're the only 4th and 5th players in NHL history to reach a century mark in assists in a single season. The other 3 are Orr, who was the first to do it when he had 102 in 1970, Gretzky, who incredibly did it in 11 consecutive seasons from 1980 to 1990, and Lemieux, who had 114 in 1988. And number 20. Of all the trophies and awards that McDavid has garnered over the years, he has still not won a Stanley Cup. The dream of virtually every player who's ever played the game is to skate around the ice holding a trophy over their head after the team has won it. The closest that McDavid has come to is when the Edmonton Oilers lost to the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Final in 2022. Colorado advanced to the Stanley Cup Final and won it. So, there you have it. The 20 things you didn't know about Connor McDavid. Which were you the most surprised about? You can leave a comment with your answer. And click the video on the screen to watch the 20 things you probably didn't know about Austin Matthews. So, if you like this video, don't be a bender, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help the algorithm, help us grow, and see you next time.